20 seconds of work and 10 seconds of rest, but you can modify that to any amount of time that you want. I like to do 40-20. If that's too much for you, you can drop it to 30-20. And if you need a little bit more rest, you can do 30-30. So 40 work, 20 rest. Our first Tabata is going to be 40 seconds of squats, 20 rest, 40 seconds of squat jumps, 20 rest, 40 seconds of the single leg glute bridge on the right side, 20 seconds of rest, and 40 seconds of the single leg glute bridge on the left side. We need to do the Tabata 3 times. So we're running through the squats, squat jumps, single leg on each side 3 times. Our second Tabata for today is going to be mountain climbs, push-ups, plank jacks, and burpees. So you run through it once, and when you're down here, you take a 20-second rest, and you start back at the top, run through it 2 more times. Our third Tabata is going to be alternating side lunges with a punch. We have Sumo Squats, alternating Curtsy Squats, and calf raises. I'll be giving a demonstration of each of the movements. Our fourth and final Tabata is a little bit of core and abs here. We have Russian twists, plank hold, bicycles, and crunches. Hey guys, so I'm just going to run through each movement continuously, one after the other, to try and keep our videos a little bit shorter. If you do have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below and I will get back to you as soon as possible. So our first movement is going to be 40 seconds of squats, then squat jumps, and then a single leg glute bridge on one side, followed by the single leg glute bridge on the other. Again, as mentioned earlier, I'm just going to run through each movement one after the other, but you are going to perform it Tabata style, which will be the 40 seconds of work and 20 seconds of rest before moving on to the next movement. So here we go. Squats. Chest is tall, core is tight. We're hinging at the hips and pushing the knees out, squeezing the glutes at the top. So this is the squat, the first movement, into Tabata number 1, into jump squats. And then I'm going to get down on the floor. So we're going to drive our low back into the floor, bring our working leg heel as close to the glute as we comfortably can. We're going to bring our shoulders and we're going to kind of drive them into the floor, and we're using our heel to drive our hips up. We're going to put our leg as straight as we can. Here is fine too. And squeeze the glute. So we're driving our hips up and squeezing the glute. For the fourth movement, it'll be the other side. So same here. Driving through the heel, squeezing the glute. Our second Tabata for the day is going to be mountain climbs, push-ups, plank jacks, and burpees. Again, I'm just going to run through each movement one after the other, and I'm also going to give an alternate for some of the movements. The first movement is going to be mountain climbs. So we get down on the floor, straight arms, keeping our core super tight, and we're going to try and get our elbow as close to our knee as close to our elbow as we can. You can slow it down if you need to. Our second movement is push-ups. So full push-ups here. We have push-ups from the knees. We also have hand release. Or hand release from the knees. Our next movement is plank jacks. That's 1 rep. If that's too difficult, you could do plank step outs. Our fourth movement in our second Tabata is burpees, my personal favorite, so I'm just going to give a quick demonstration. Full burpee. Half burpee. Our third Tabata consists of alternating side lunges with a punch. we have Sumo Squats, alternating Curtsy Squats, and calf raises. So again, a quick demonstration of each movement. So the first movement is going to be the alternating side lunge with punch. We're going to start with a wide stance. We're going to lunge to one side and punch with the opposite arm. So here we go, lunge and punch with purpose. Back here, punch, back to the top, punch, back to the top. So that's the alternating side lunge with punch. Next we have the sumo squat. So much like the regular air squat, but with a wider stance. We want our toes to actually point outwards and our knees are going to follow our toes. So chest is tall, core is tight. We're coming into a full squat and then squeezing at the top. That's the sumo squat. Then we have the alternating curtsy squats. You can start with the squat stance just outside your shoulders. Chest is tall, core is tight. We want to make sure we're keeping everything tight throughout the movement. So we're lunging back here. This is a curtsy squat or curtsy lunge, whichever helps you to remember better. And our fourth movement for the third Tabata today, it's going to be calf raises. I know this looks really simple, but it's really effective as well. So we're going to do the neutral or jumping stance, so feet directly below our hips. And we're going to come up onto our toes as high as we can. We're going to squeeze and control back down. Squeeze and control. Give you a side view. So just here, we don't want to be rocking like this. That's not effective. We want to keep everything tight, come up on our toes, squeeze the calves, and then back down. Control, squeeze the calves, and back down. Our fourth and final Tabata for today is going to be core and abs. We have Russian twists, we have a plank hold, we have bicycles, and crunches. Okay, so our first movement is going to be the Russian twists. So we're going to sit up here, we're going to engage our core by pushing our shoulders back and lifting our feet. And we're going to reach back and forth. If this is too difficult, you can put one foot down for stability. If you need something a little bit more challenging, you can add a weight or a big can of tomatoes. Our next movement is going to be the plank hold. You have options here as well. Front plank, which is a little bit more difficult. You have the straight arm plank. And if at any time you need a few seconds, you can come down to one knee. 1, 2, 3, and back up right away and accumulate those 40 seconds. And you can accumulate those 40 seconds. Our third movement is the bicycles. So we're going to get down on our back. We're going to drive our low back into the floor. We're going to bring our shoulders up and keeping our core tight. We're going to point our toes and we're going to bring our opposite knee to our opposite elbow. And keeping the toes pointed the entire time. Really squeeze. Don't go fast like this. That's not effective. We want full range of motion. We want every rep to count. And our final movement in the final Tabata of today is going to be crunches. So start on the floor. We're going to bring our heels as close as we comfortably can to our glutes. We're going to drive our low back into the floor, engaging our core. Bring our shoulders up and crunch, hold, crunch, hold, crunch, hold. We're not going to let our shoulders rest at any point throughout these crunches. So that's it for today's at-home workout. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below and I will try and get back to you as quickly as possible.